All right, I want to talk to you a little bit about symbology, so you understand what the stuff is. And I'm going to use a very popular game console to do that. The first thing we need to do is we're gonna talk about the symbol, so you understand what it is. When we look at the symbol X, X represents Saturn. It always has. It represents Saturn. Okay? So when you look at an X, and normally just think about it, anytime you see a product that has an X on it, usually the X is exaggerated. It's bigger than the rest of the words. You got X Games, you got Xbox, you got, just look at anything that has an X on it, and they will, Xmas, Xmas. You'll see that the X is always bigger than the rest of the word as a rule when it comes to advertising. It doesn't mean extra. It means X means Saturn, because that's their god. So let's look at the game Xbox. Xbox. There is a symbol out there that is used to represent Saturn and what Saturn's all about. And what it is it's the same box, the cube that's sitting in the UN prayer room. When we talk about an Xbox, we take an X, yeah? So we're going to draw an X here real quick. Bear with me. So we'll draw an X. And we look at the X. You see the X there? Yes, you do. Okay? So we have an X. We know that means Saturn. So now we're going to have an X box. What does the X represent? It represents Saturn. What is the box? Okay? The symbol, the circle and the square. Here's your X box. You see it? That's called an X box. Incidentally, if you look at a pyramid from the sky, it's the same thing. The circle and the square, which is a symbol that's occultic, represents, the circle represents time, just like when you click on your computer. Remember, it used to be a little hourglass. Now it's a circle that goes round and round. The circle represents time. The square represents space. There's other meanings for it, but this is the most, well known. It represents time and space. So you have a circle that you'll normally see it like this. You'll see it on products, or you'll see it in paintings. You'll see a circle. You'll see a circle in a square, or you will see a circle in a square. It doesn't matter. Either way, it means the same thing. So anyway, we've got so you understand it means time and space. Who's in charge of time and space? Saturn. He's the Time Lord. Once again, like I said, the word temp, L, temp, T-E-M-P, is time. L-E-L is the god Saturn. Okay, so now you have the Time Lord. He's the Lord of the Rings. Okay, so let's get back to the Xbox 360. So now we have an Xbox. And what do we have? We have 360. So what do we have? 360 is what? It's a circle. So you have Xbox 360. The toy Xbox 360 is a representative of the circle and the square. Incidentally, I mean, if you really want to see how far down this goes, if we look, you see where it's XO. When you were a little kid, you remember when you had your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you wrote XO, XO, XO. That doesn't mean hugs and kisses. That's a circle and a square, and it represents Saturn. Okay, and you're going to see this all over the place. The reason that you say Xmas is, sorry to bust your bubble here, Jesus was not born on December 25th. Jesus, in Scripture, says he was born at the time of the harvest. Would be around September, about late August, September. Xmas, X, Saturn, Mas, M-A-S, more, Latin, more. So you're talking about more Saturn. Incidentally, Christmas is called the Festival di Saturnalia, or the Festival of Saturn. See, there's nothing holy here. Everything that you've learned, and if you look, if you understand that the pyramid, okay, or the triangle represents, that's another symbol that is used to represent Saturn. If you understand that, then you'll understand why a Christmas tree was picked. Because when you look at a Christmas tree, and even when you see them drawn by children, They are always drawn the same way, which is like this. You see it? Sorry, my finger was in the way. You see it? And what do they always have at the top? You have a star. See it? You remember when you were a kid? Okay? You remember all the real pretty colors you put on there? The red, the green, and the blue? Those are all colors that are associated with Kabbalah. Okay? When you look on the back of a dollar bill, when you see that thing that looks like a pyramid but it's cut off, it's not really a pyramid. But it appears to be to you. That eye that's on the top of the dollar bill, that's the planet Saturn. That star on the top of the Christmas tree, that's the star that the Magi followed, which is the Eastern star, which is Saturn. See, those guys weren't going there to worship Jesus. They were going there to murder Jesus. That's why they went to Herod first and said, hey, look, there's another guy in the neighborhood. This guy might take your spot. Maybe they were looking for a handout. Maybe they were hired hitmen. Whatever. They didn't get to Jesus when he was a baby. If you go and you study, you'll find out it took him 2 years to figure out where he was at. That's why Herod had the children 2 years and under all murdered. See, the real story behind this is far different from what you can even imagine. So when you see the game Xbox 360, it's the circle and the square. It represents time and space. And the ruler of time and space is Saturn. And Saturn is swappable with Satan. Because the third dimension is his. It is not Jesus. Jesus said, I am not the ruler of this world. He is not the ruler of this time and space that we live in. Because he is timeless. And as we know, time will destroy everything. Who then can bring war against the beast? Nobody. You can't fight time. It kills all of us. So when you see an X on any product, they always hyphenate the X. Always. Because it represents time and space. But this one is so blatant. Xbox 360. I mean, come on, guys. This is kids stuff. Wake up. Time is short.